Hello, welcome to Studies in Theatre MOOC course. This is lecture titled Directors and Directing in Theatre. Students, you have already been into different lectures with me, and you have seen that we have been discussing so many aspects about theatre, and I have made it possible to provide you most of the practical information about theatre possible in this version of lecturing. So today this is another dimension of practical game, practical worldview that is required for a person to become a director. So directors and directing are two very important roles, words that are crucial to the spirit of theatre. Theatre cannot happen without a director. And directors are people who create a vision out of a script, out of a play. A play is written once, but it is directed by various kinds of actors. It is directed by different kinds of directors having different visions, and that difference creates different plays. So it's the vision of director that makes an actor into a character, a script into a play, and convert performance into a production. So these roles are very significant roles. This role is multifaceted role. If you want to become a director, you have to keep in mind couple of things. So director guides the actors, interprets scripts, while production manages logistics and all. So a director can take care of production, director can take care of directing, but it's a very heavy job. So most of the times production team is totally different, because directors are the creative owners or the responsible for the creative aesthetics of the play, while a production team or the producer and his team are taking care of the logistics and how to make it possible. So the different things that a director does on stage are as follows: script analysis, casting and rehearsal, blocking and staging, collaborating with designers, working with actors, maintaining artistic vision, decision making, leadership, problem solving. So all these things are crucial for director. Any of these things, if any depart in any area, if a person as a director is ignoring, then that can impact the production value of a particular play. So what is script analysis? See, script analysis means that a director reads a play and he envisions a certain aura, a certain atmosphere, a certain aesthetic representation of a play. So same play, Shakespeare's plays have been directed by several directors, and they are different from each other. Other plays, most of the plays, powerful plays, very powerful scripts are changed to different extremes, are different from each other to very extreme levels because of the director's vision in this. Directors meticulously analyze the script, they grasp its themes and characters as well as emotional nuances. Every nuance of the play in its written form has to be grasped by a director, which means a director has to be a very, very intelligent reader of the text, and he must be able to interpret the text in his own mind. That interpretation is very important for the production of a play, for his direction. Then the next thing is casting and rehearsal. So casting means that a director invites various kinds of actors, he or she auditions them, they are auditioned by a team that director appoints, or the directors themselves interview that team, audition the actors. Then they choose which role will be given to which actor. So generally the practice is that multiple roles are given to same set of actors, and then it is selected that which actor is able to do a particular role in a better way. That actor then is given that role. But there are other methods also. In that case, there are, it's the casting agencies, they and casting directors, they have portfolios of actors, and they then promote certain actors to be the protagonists, and certain actors are known for doing certain kinds of roles. They are considered to be very good. Sometimes it's the requirement of a particular character on the basis of language, on the basis of physical appearance, maybe height, maybe build, maybe other factors. So that is the reason that a particular actor is chosen and others are not chosen during casting. But a director must be very intelligent in looking at an actor's performance during the audition time to decide for the final casting. If it is not done very nicely, if it is not done keeping in mind the welfare of the play, then it can impact the play negatively. So this is a crucial thing. The role of director is very important in that. Then the thing is rehearsal. So reading of the play happens and rehearsal. So I'm counting reading as part of rehearsal. So in the early part of rehearsal, it's reading that the play is given for. The actors sit together, they read it, and then after reading it, the play comes on the rehearsal stage. Now, in this also there are certain levels, or an actor can be given to perform a particular role on his own and rehearse it, bring it to the director, show it to the director. If the director likes, he or she can allow that actor to carry forward with the similar kind of gesture or style that the actor has created. But there can be other method also in which directors sometimes have a very specific requirement in their mind and they do not want to divert from that. So on the day one itself, they tell their actors that you have to specifically stay like this, and then the rehearsal begins. So both ways, it's up to the director whether you want to do this way or that way. When you are a director, you can choose your own style. But these are the possibilities in the process of casting and rehearsal. The next thing is blocking and staging. Blocking means that once a rehearsal has begun and the actors have started moving on the stage or in that particular area where or any selected position where they will be standing, where they will be walking, where they will be having entrances, all these things are part of blocking. So this is, the physical blocking, the blocking of a particular physical movement, entry, exit, and position on stage, keeping in mind the intermingling, interaction, collaboration with other actors on the stage. In this also, I feel that blocking should not be done right in the beginning of the production process, because blocking can be done, rehearsal process, because as a director, you should allow your actors to explore their space on the stage, except for the entry and exit. This can be done, and let them then you can choose as a director that what is good and what is not. So you can try and find out a way that maybe after a certain rehearsals you can say that this is now final blocking, this is what I like, what you have done is final, or what I am going to tell you is final. But sometimes the directors have a very, very clear vision right in the beginning and they have the blocking done right in the beginning, which is up to the directors. But whatever blocking is final, a number of rehearsals after blocking is important in order to sharpen the movement of the actor. Staging, you can see the directions of the stage, and you can see in this picture, this director is discussing the different angles with their actors. Then collaboration with designers. Now, designers are sometimes, the concept of designing is considered as if it is required only when there is a lot of designing required in the play, when there is a lot of intricacies are there in the play's production or in its staging. But I have to say something about this, that we are living in a time of minimalist theater culture. Even in minimalist theater culture, the idea of design is very important. It is a design, designing can be lighting, designing can be colors of lighting, designing can be a small spot, a big spot of light, color of light, colors of clothes, that costumes that the actors are wearing, or maybe there is no particular costume, but whatever they are wearing, it can be a small property. As I recall that once I had a long discussion with one of the designing team, where we wanted a certain kind of vase to be kept in order to represent a certain idea on stage, but those vases were different, the choice that we had, and we were not able to finalize whether it should be the golden one, whether it should be the silver one, because that was going in disturbing the whole ambience of the play and the actor's narrative. So these can be so crucial even in minimal stages, minimal theater, minimalist staged setting, stage design. Something which is disturbing, something which is not required, can change the whole message of the stage. So collaboration with designers, sometimes directors do not have time to give to discuss with their designers and costume designers, light designers, but it is a very important thing, and a director must divide his or her time according to the requirement of each of these departments of the play. Then working with actors. Actors are not just those juniors whom a director gives certain instructions and then has to continuously keep on guiding them as a senior. Because this is one role that a director has, but director has other roles as well. A director has to talk like a friend. A director has to provide security or psychological, emotional security to a character, to an actor, to grow into that character which the director wants. So these kinds of roles should also be taken care of when a director is working with the actors. And many times directors often are involved with the protagonist so much, the actor who is playing the role of protagonist so much, that the other actors are ignored. And then once an actor is into many rehearsals, and then later on a director realizes that this is not going fine, and then decides to undo it or wants a change, it becomes difficult for an actor. I'm sure actors are good enough to improvise anytime, but it is a kind of negative thing. It's some kind of a problem. I feel that a director needs to be working with all the actors as per their requirement, and should be available for all the actors to have discussions like friends and counselors as well. Moving on, we have maintaining the artistic vision. This is a very important responsibility of the director. Throughout the production, directors ensure a consistent artistic vision. Every element from acting to set design is orchestrated to align seamlessly with the intended mood, message, and overall atmosphere. So, a director must maintain the artistic vision from the beginning till the end in the play, in every department of the play, in every sphere of the play's representation. It's acting, costume, designing, lights, set design, light design, auditory disposition. All these things should be monitored, should be adjusted, they should be aligned to the desired vision, the vision that the director wants for his production as his or her requirement. Then the decision making. Of course, a director is the one who calls the shots. Director has to finally give the result. There are sometimes very lot of creative arguments, clashes, clash of opinions in a process of making a play. Sometimes some actors may have their assertive personalities, and they would like to give their opinion, or they would like to present their side of that creative process as well in order to make the play better. So, a director's decision making is very important. I have felt that sometimes, if it is not asserted, then it can lead to toxic atmosphere, because actors may get, slightly agitated, or maybe not happy with what is happening in the play, or they feel that they are not getting their due. So that decision making should not look like a kind of dictatorial regimentation of some rules and regulations. Although some senior directors are able to have that privilege where nobody would like to question them, but still, in the process of becoming a director, I would advise you that you need to make this a training for yourself, that how you will negotiate with decision making, how will you finally make something happen according to your requirement. So this is a crucial thing. Timing, pacing, overall staging, ensuring that production flows seamlessly, engages with the audience, publicity team, and all aspects of decision making are to be finally taken care of by the director. Then it's leadership. Directors provide leadership and guidance to the entire production team. There may be times of crisis, there may be times of accidents and events which are not desired during the process of rehearsal, during the process of the entire production process. So the director has to collaborate, support, and also lead by example. Sometimes a director may be required to act in order to convince an actor. Sometimes a director may be required to use the spotlight in order to convince these light designers. So it's leadership, leading by example. Director is the leader, the creative leader of a particular theater group or a particular production team. So like a leader, a director must have a positive presence, a positive control over the team, and a positive atmosphere in the whole team of that production. Then problem solving. This is a very significant thing. A director is always the one who solves the problems. He is a problem shooter, identifying and addressing challenges and issues that may arise during rehearsals or productions, finding creative solutions to overcome the obstacles and ensure a successful production is the responsibility of director. The obstacles are always there in creative process. Sometimes you may feel that you are not having the right atmosphere. An actor has fallen ill on a very crucial time, or some kind of accident has taken place, some kind of disturbance is there from outside, some kind of politics is going on in the group, or it can be any kind. Then one has to use our innovative mind. Innovations are very important in such places, such atmosphere. These innovations can help a director in coming out of the serious issues, serious problems that may disturb his production, his plays very seriously. But the quality of production can be improved if a director is a problem solver as well. So these are the certain aspects of the directors and directing. I hope you have benefited from it. I would advise you to think of all these points in practical sense, how these appear on field, on stage when you are actually doing them. It looks easy to be said, it sounds much easier when they are just being spoken, but they also need to be understood in the whole spectrum of the creative process that the theater is. So that's it for today's discussion in this lecture. I meet you in the next lecture. Thank you very much. I hope you have enjoyed. These are the slides that I have used, the pictures that I have used, the links to those pictures. Thank you very much.